Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know episode 1 doesn't really say who I am, but this is Cooking with Daniela. This is going to be episode 2, and we're going to base this episode on frijoles. We're making frijoles de la olla. I don't know how you say it in English. Pot beans, just beans. We're just going to boil beans. These are very basic. This video was meant to be made with frijoles pintos, but we don't have any, so whatever. I just got these frijoles peruanos. It doesn't even focus, so let's just ignore that. These are peruanos. You could also do them con frijoles negros, the red kidney beans. I don't really use them like that. I don't like the taste, whatever. Pero we use the pintos in this house. We don't have any, so we're gonna make these guys. Don't let me down. And the ingredients are as follows. Obviously, you can't have frijoles de la olla without frijoles, so these are the beans that are gonna be using. Let's pretend that they are the beans that I wanted to use from the beginning, but the only difference, they're gonna be a little bit more bland, and the overall look is gonna be a little bit lighter beans than the pinto beans that we usually use. Green bell pepper. Now, I'm gonna be very honest. I don't know why we add this. Supposedly it's for flavor, but my mom's always told me if I don't put this, I put like 1/4 of an onion or 2 cloves of garlic. I usually just boil my beans with water, and at the very end we add our third ingredient, which is salt. All right, so sorting through your beans is really easy. Básicamente agarras un puñito, you look at them, los feos you reject them, and the pretty ones just go in the pot. So let me, obviously there's a lot more beans than that plate, but so go through them, put them in there, go through them, put them in. I'm gonna go ahead and do that with the rest of my beans over there, and then I'll meet you to wash them. Okay, I went ahead and put the beans in this pot. Now, my niece made a very valid point. She's like, how am I gonna know how many beans? Like I said, I don't really measure things, but if you stick your finger into the pot, the beans pretty much go up to right here, the first segment of your pointer finger. So that's not a lot of rice. Just take in mind however much, did I say rice? I meant beans. Whatever. However much beans you use, just keep in mind that they will grow in size. They will absorb the water that you put into it. So you want to make them in a pot que esté media onda, pretty deep, so that if in case your beans become dry in the process of cooking, you can go ahead and quickly boil some water on the side and put some more in the pot without fear of overflowing. So make sure it's a pretty deep pot. Okay, hay que lavar los frijoles. So basically you're gonna let the water run. It's gonna get a little bit cloudy, so you're gonna do this like 2 to 3 times. Now, depending, if your beans are really old, they are gonna be a lot more, a lot harder to wash porque la agua va a estar más sucia. Now, these are pretty cool. What I go ahead and do, I grab some beans while in the water, and I just pretty much just run them through my fingers like this, just to give them a little bit of a scrub against each other. So like I said, these are not a lot of beans, so the water won't be as dirty. If you're a little bit nervous, don't want the beans to fall out, you could put un sedazo, so a strainer underneath. Honestly, like whatever. And then let's go ahead and do a second. So if you look at the water, it's not as cloudy as the first time. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump this water out as well. pónganle el sedazo. If you guys are the nervous first time cook, go for it. Si no, si te vale, just be like me and just drain them out like that. Now, when I go ahead and add water to the actual pot, this is the pot that I'm using. I'm gonna put the water on hot. I just feel it like makes the beans cook faster. Let me not waste any more water. There we go. So you're gonna kind of get an idea of how much water I'm gonna put. It doesn't matter if you have like way extra water compared to the beans. You'd rather have way more water than beans because that way in the cooking process they won't dry out and it won't burn your beans. So pretty much, yo digo que hasta ahí. We'll do that much. Okay. Take your beans, oh my God, over to your stove. And yes, episode 1 is still going. And we're gonna go ahead and turn on your beans. A ver. We're gonna turn them on. And you could do medium to high heat, por lo mientras que empiezan a hervir, because it's gonna take a little bit of a while. If you are going to add anything to your beans, I'm gonna go ahead and add the 2 pieces of green bell pepper. I would put that on now. You can add your ajos, you can add whatever other vegetable your mom or your abuelita or anybody told you to add, you can go ahead and add that now. And then make sure you have a lid. It's very important to have a lid on your beans. Something my mom always taught me is when you don't put a lid on your beans and you just let them boil, they get a darker look to them, and the actual skin or the peel or whatever of the bean, it's a little bit tougher. So you want to make sure to seal as much vapor as you can. So we're gonna go ahead and add la tapadera right now. Put on the lid and just let it go. So as you can see, our beans are boiling. So take a look. Entonces en este momento we're gonna go ahead and put the heat all the way down. Medium to low heat or just low, it's up to you. I'm gonna walk away from these beans because I have other things to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the lowest setting. And we're gonna go ahead and put these beans away. Now, the water level hasn't changed that much. It was up to that rim. So I'm pretty confident that no va a necesitar más agua. It's not gonna need any more water. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and taparlo. It's 3:32 right now. And we're gonna just go ahead, walk away and let them do their thing. Don't go too far, because if the heat is a little bit too high and the water level is almost to the very top, it will spill over, which is why I wanted you guys to use a pot that's gonna be pretty deep. So if in case it does boil, once it's getting to the top, it just fizzles out and it doesn't go everywhere. So it's up to you. Guess what? The beans are almost done. So it's 5:16 now. I forgot what time I told you guys I put them. So if you see how much the water goes down, it went about like 2 inches. Let's go ahead and grab our beans. They're so pretty. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and add some salt now. I like to add the salt 5 minutes prior to them being done. So you're gonna get like a big pinch of salt. You know what, I'm hella like this little thing of salt. And then we're gonna add that there. Give it a little stir. Be gentle with the beans. Don't go mashing them into the pot. No quieres que se te hagan like nasty. I don't even know what the word is, but you don't want it to get nasty and mushed. So I'm gonna go ahead and try the broth and see if it has enough salt. It hella needs hella more salt. Okay, I went ahead and added a bit more salt. You just want to have the broth be a little bit salty, but not super overbearingly salty. Now, if you do a little oops and add way too much salt, you're just gonna wanna take out some of this broth, replace it with some boiled water, and then try to compensate the salty flavor out, or just take out your beans from the salty broth as it is and just set them to the side if you completely ruined your broth. So beans are a little bit forgiving. You could mix it up a little bit. I'm gonna give this about 5 more minutes just to boil with the salt so that salt fully dissolves, y ya casi están our frijolitos. Okay, so the frijoles are ready. I went ahead and turned off the pot and I've served myself a bowl of frijoles de la olla. Now, we traditionally accompany this, if they're straight from the pot, we accompany them with some queso cotija, which I have over here. You can also chop up some jalapenos, some onions, some cilantro, and sometimes even some tomato. You could throw it on top and eat it as a soup. Now, just for the principles of keeping it really simple, I went ahead and just put it in a bowl and added your queso cotija. Now, beans are very versatile. You can also mash them up and make some frijoles refritos, or you could also blend them up with a couple of more spices and you can make some enfrijoladas. So you're gonna tell that they're very soft, they're finished, and the skin is not too dark, and it's really, really soft. I hope you enjoy this recipe. I'm gonna go ahead and try to make a couple more episodes that include these beans, so this could be a basis for the next episodes to come. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy.